And I guess he's trying to tell me he's not going to swallow it. Okay. Wow, I hear him. That's amazing. I can hear him. Pretty cool.
Well, the carrier was 1,000 times lower than him, hardly broke my noise, so rule him out, unless he went barefoot for that one and got caught.
You mean I could hear him without the video gate? It's the only time I could hear him is when I listen to your fucking videos. I can't hear him without them.
Johnny, he swears he steps on me in all 5 boroughs in the tri-state area now.
Yeah, well, he don't step on me out here, because I don't hear him at all. And nobody out here hears him out here, so he's delusional.
Well, we know he suffers from severe psychosis there. I taught him that word in Richie and Poochie's Puppets video. Richie and Poochie's Puppet on the Donnie Brasco channel 2.5 years ago was when I explained about this in detail, especially the word psychosis.
Would somebody go up there and tell Steve McGill what's going the real deal? No, it's okay. Listen, everything that gets talked about up there is just a repeat of what we talked about a week ago, that's all. It just takes them a week longer to get it.
Hey, Mike.
Pretty much they talk about the same thing we talk about down here. It's just a week old. It's like stale bread already by the time they get it.
Hey, Mike.
Yo, Richie 127, King of New York.
I gathered by the last couple of minutes that I was corrected in the ballpark with what I asked you in that text message with that video. 10-4?
10-4. No, you prick. Yeah, but John, you're the original, so don't matter. Yo, who's calling me? Who's calling me out there? Hey, Brick. Who's this? Who are you? Hey, who that? Officer? Who's that, right? Officer.
All right, public service announcement. For every day Mr. Scummy 909 fucks around with me in the morning on 19 and decides he wants to act like a bitch, I will devote every spare second I got to this channel. I need no introduction. Sorry guys, in about 3 minutes into this video gate, I switched to 40 and made a public service announcement. Pardon the exclusion.
What brings you down here to this slumming? Come down to the slum channel or what? Oh, me? I'm just fucking around. Somebody called me down here. I don't know. Somebody wants me for something. Roger D. I don't know. I have no idea, bro.
Magilla. We love you, Magilla.
Hey, Steve, they come downstairs and they had something to say. I don't know. So I just quickly made the move. Mikey, supposed to be like real underwear. Yeah, I think Mike Action wants me, right? What's going on, Mike? Yes, not for CBEs. It's when I talk to you, I'll tell you in person. Oh, I can't hear Mike. I barely hear him. Let me turn the car around. He says that it's not for, I guess, CB. He'll tell you when he talks to you in person. Roger, is it important, Mike? You want to call me? No. Michael, he's asking if it's important, if you want us to bring your phone.
Magilla, he said, no, it's not important, and you don't have to call him.
Would you like him to call, Mike? want to tell him in person. We want to tell him in person, I tell him. Roger, D. Sounds like a little sweet nothing. Yeah. So what's going on, boys? How's everybody doing? I was just talking about how fucked up our government is, just like you were upstairs. What's going on? Yeah, our government is fucking full of shit. Okay? Our government needs to be taken down. It needs to be downsized. Our government's a bunch of cocksucking thieves, a bunch of Robin Hoods. Tired of paying high property tax. So what, property tax? You know, they go around, they evaluate your house when the property's up in value. But they don't come around again when the property takes a fucking a dip and reevaluate to lower your taxes. They don't do that. No, but you can take it to them and you can discuss it and they will drop it.
Hey, yo, Magilla.
Yo.
Really? It's not really my government's fault. To be all truthful and honest with you, and I'm not going to lie to you here, man, it only has to do with since the early 80s, I think in 1984, everybody got lax, and my FBI and my United States Department of Defense, well, they all fell asleep at the wheel for the next 2 coming decades. And I have way more evidence and involvement to justify, prove, and state that. Richie on the quiet side.
Anybody who supports this government and what they do with our tax dollars and what they do, what business they have, to borrow trillions of fucking dollars in the same breath, give away $150 billion to a fucking terrorist country, is out of their fucking minds. Okay, anybody who supports this government in the way they take taxes out of us is a skell, is part of the fucking problem, and is a fucking enemy to me. Let's go to war! Freedom! Hey, Steve, we were discussing that fucking cop killer that got released because of a drug program. You hear about that shit? Listen, I'm not up on everything. You know, I read a lot, I listen to a lot, I watch a lot, but I don't have all the info. But we're talking about Officer Holger, which cop that was killed, because there was 4 of them this year. The one on Tuesday, Steve, the one on Tuesday. You know, they made a big stink about him being out on the street, and, you know, they did an investigative report on why this man was out on the street, you know. Well, the statistics show he was arrested 28 times for drug dealing. He had 4 felony arrests made that were nonviolent. So being that they were nonviolent arrests, they allowed him to claim that he was a drug addict and put himself into a rehab center that put him and allowed him to go back onto the streets, which then he shot that cop on an arrested attempt. Oh, I thought you said that they freed him after the killing of this cop. Okay. You're talking about his prior record. Yeah, I know all about his prior record. Listen, you want the answer? Here's the answer. It costs $55,000 to house an inmate for 1 year. The liberal agenda is to free inmates to take that money that'll be saved and redistribute it to scumbags that want to stay home all day. That's the agenda. That's where Obama's going. He wants to lessen the sentences for low-level crime. According to him, low-level crime is anybody who deals drugs and gets caught with $10,000 of merchandise or less. Now, if you're a drug dealer and you're making $10,000 a week dealing fucking drugs, and you're not going to do 10 years, instead 6 to 7, 3 on good behavior. You're going to tell me that these people are not going to continue to take chances making $10,000 a week? There's no penalty for the crime. And what it's going to do is introduce new drug dealers to the industry. New drug dealers introduce more drugs on the streets, more drug addicts, and more heinous crimes. Because most heinous crimes that are performed, like killing a cop, and so on, are performed by people who are fucking rock fucked out of their mind. Now, the reason why he was off, and the reason why, you know, like that guy who killed Kate, I forget her last name, down south. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Okay? Go fuck yourself. This fucking guy beeping me like that. Go around. Go fuck over now. Now go park over there. Park around the other fucking side. Park on the other side. Response. Relax. Relax. Park on the other side. On the other side. Park on the other side.
McGillis forgetting the best part while he's getting out the car to tell that guy for the upteen time. The joke of it is we cannot forget that it cost a little over $380 a day to house somebody in the shelter system. So let's just forget now that 5 days of that can take care of a month of an apartment. It's not about that. It's about keeping them in the shelter system as long as possible because it's not New York City owned. It's New York City run and paid for, but it's owned, privatized by organized crime. That's just one of very many that I'm telling you my FBI and my fucking Department of Defense sat on their fucking assholes for 2 decades. Now, I'm not going to tell you all the dirt I got in New York government and politics, but let's not forget that they claim it's a whole lot cheaper to bring Jersey contractors and Jersey trucks and Jersey people to paint lines all over New York City streets while we have so many public servants that get laid off for cutbacks. You know, they have to really try to get their heads out of their assholes.
Listen, also, too, there's a big loophole. They say that anybody that's over 40 and dealing drugs to clients of theirs that are over 40, they're not ever going to do any jail time. They're not going to get arrested. They're not going to even get arrested. They're going to get fined. They're going to pay a fine, and they're back doing what they're doing. So nobody over 40 years old is ever going to go to jail. Oh, maybe we're in the wrong business.
All right, guys, here goes the moment everybody's been waiting all night for. Guys, it's 8:08 in the p.m. 808, 808. I hope they're on their 808 Express. And, guys, to any of you sandbaggers out there who think you got that life in you and you might be close by, I strongly recommend Winthrop as a hit spot. It's dark and there's no cameras. But for all you funky monkey junkies that are going to perpetrate a fraud later, I am walking out to 20 any minute. The King of New York, the Sound King, till one of you fucking motherfuckers can demonstrate and prove otherwise to my listening public. The hole in the wall king is back quiet.
Keep your zipper closed. Fireman might be around.
Mike, you don't want to see my costume. I really hope that's not true, because you don't want to see what my costume looks like.